Welcome back to Jost on a Boxing. Okay, I do a lot of watching of, interviews and so on. I'm sure a lot of you do as well. You've got your favourite channels or your go-to channels, and you watch a lot of stuff, and a lot of it kind of washes over you. A lot of it's repetition, but occasionally something sticks in your mind. Very often because it's something that you just think, don't give me that nonsense, Which brings us to Mr. Eddie Hearn. Oh yes, you've heard of him, haven't you? Of course you have. And again, I'm afraid we're on the subject of pay-per-view. I keep saying, right, that's it. That's me done with pay-per-view. No more videos. But I got to mention this because Hearn was asked about pay-per-view. This was a few days ago now, but like I say, it stuck in my mind. Hence this video. And he said, basically, he was asked about the 26.99 for the Joshua White rematch, and he said something that stuck in my mind was don't hate the player, hate the game. Okay. And then he went on to say, he mumbled something about Usyk being 29.99's last, I don't know what it was, I don't know what he's talking about really, but he said, £24, £26, that's kind of standard, and we've been there a million times. He says, well, yeah, we have been there a million times, Eddie, but look, let's get back to that first point. Hate the player, look, don't hate the player, hate the game. Okay, Eddie, what you're essentially doing is you're essentially washing your hands of it and saying, well, don't blame me, oh no, it's not my fault, I didn't do anything. Eddie. The reason that pay-per-view, which had died a death really following the whole Haye Audley Harrison debacle, is because you resurrected it, and you set out a plan to resurrect pay-per-view, which the origins of which are with the Bellew Cleverly 2, was it 12 quid or 15? I don't remember. I don't buy pay-per-view, so I don't know. But you wanted to resurrect it so that you could open up people's wallets more, so that you could, tempt more fighters to get involved with your promotional company, with Sky Sports at the time, Sky Boxing at the time as it was, and that was your way of doing it. 12, 15 quid, whatever it was, a few of you get together, 3 quid each, you bring a few beers in, and, what's the problem? And also you stack the undercard. I mean, Bellew Cleverly 2 was a god-awful fight, but the undercard was very, very stacked, very stacked. It's good, And probably if you went to pay-per-view, 12 quid or 15 quid or whatever it was worth it. Yeah, all right, fair enough, I'll go with that, 15 quid, yeah. But unfortunately, it didn't stop there, did it? No, of course it didn't, Eddie, and nor was it the intention to stop there. Because gradually the price £19.99, and then, and gradually we find ourselves here, which is that you've got a fight between two shop-worn heavyweights, Joshua and White, as I've said before on previous videos. Of their last 7 combined fights, 4 were defeats, but you're charging 27 quid for it. And you're giving us a penny change, which is big of you, okay? Meanwhile, you've got Warren, with that Fury and Ngannou act, circus act, bring out the clowns, that's going to be pay-per-view. Dubois, Usyk is pay-per-view. It's all pay-per-view. Well, Eddie, I'm picking on you today, because deservedly so, I've given Warren enough heat, but don't think you're getting away with it. You know damn well, don't lie, be honest, try and be a little bit honest just once in a while, right? Don't put spin on it, don't put the old Essex boy, double glazing salesman patter, the old used car salesman thing, ignore that for just a second. You're largely responsible for the resurrection of pay-per-view, so don't give me this crap. Don't hate the player, hate the game. You helped invent or reinvent the game. I hold you responsible, not just you, there's others as well, obviously, but you certainly, within the UK market, you resurrected pay-per-view in incremental steps by stacking the card, and even though it was, Bellew Cleverly 2 was atrocious, fight, awful. It was a good undercard, and then, Joshua with his stadium fights. Yeah, they've got to be pay-per-view. Come on now, they're stadium fights, and gradually they creep up, 1999, No. Wouldn't say hate, because you don't surprise me enough for me to hate you, but it's not hate. It's simply a recognition of the fact that Mr. Edward Hearn, you are the game because you helped build it. You can't wash your hands, you can't hold your hands up and say it's nothing to do with me. No, it is something to do with you, just like it's something to do with Warren. He's another, gobshite who likes to sort of spin and gaslight and, Look, if anyone had any doubts about Eddie Hearn, and I mean, to be honest with you, I never trusted the guy from the word go since he was promoting Audley Harrison with that Haye debacle. He's an Essex boy. He's a chancer. He's a spiv. He's basically a modern day spiv. He's Stan Flashman. I never trusted. But if you need evidence that he definitely isn't to be trusted, if you thought he was your mate and he was a good old sort of second or third generation Cockney, with a little bit of banter and quite charismatic, and obviously works very hard. He's got the work ethic, no doubt about that. So was Warren, by the way. If you thought all that stuff back then, that he was your mate, the whole Conor Benn debacle and this whole pay-per-view issue should glaringly stamp it on your forehead like a tattoo across your forehead that he isn't. All right. Have a look in the mirror. Look at that tattoo on your forehead. And recognise what is the real world and what is not the real world. Eddie Hearn is responsible, not just him, but largely for the resurrection of pay-per-view and for the situation we now find ourselves in, where you can charge 27 quid for 2 damaged heavyweights, or whatever the price is for a so-called heavyweight champion and a damn, MMA fighter. Good luck to Ngannou getting a good paycheck, because they underpay him in MMA. It's all very corrupt over there, morally corrupt. I mean, well, not necessarily legally corrupt, but Hearn is the reason. So I just wanted to point that out. And don't trust these guys. Don't trust these promoters. Don't think you owe them anything. They're after one thing, and that's your money. That's your money. There's no morality there. They're not your mate. They're not doing it for the fans. They're doing it for their clients and for themselves. All right, their clients being the fighters. So I just thought I'd leave that there. Leave your comments below, as always. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hit the like button. And I'll catch you later. Looking forward to reading your comments. I'll answer them. Bye for now.